Hello, Commanders. Welcome to another day in Star Trek Fleet Command. I hope you all are doing very well. I hope overall that you had a good month. We will be talking about this month in my next stream. I'm hoping we just get some kind of input and get your feeling on it. By the way, I am starting to stream again. I want to do it consistently. Normally Thursday nights from starting from about 6 p.m. Eastern to for an hour or two to kind of see how the streams go. But this week I have something on Thursday, and so it doesn't help for future people who watch this in the future. But streaming on Twitch, so I'll put the link in the description below. So feel free to join us. Want to have a lot of fun with the community and learn from you all as much as I'm hoping that I'm able to add to your gameplay as well. So go ahead and follow that link if you want to, and follow me on Twitch so you know when I go live as a reminder. And I think it'll be a lot of fun. So also remember to subscribe to the YouTube channel. It really helps to grow the channel, and hit that thumbs up and bell notification to be aware of future content. And always feel free to leave your comments below. I read all of those and learn from each and every one of you, so appreciate that. Okay, so let's hop into today's discussion. I wanted to do a refresher on Q's trials, and this actually comes from Triple. Hey buddy, this video is primarily for you, prompted by you. I want to give you some input on some of the tech and how to get it, and kind of the whole shebang. I know there's other videos that have gone over it, but there's some other things that have been added since Q Trials. It's hard to believe it came out last July. I had to double check, but it came out last July, and it's been out 9 months, so it's been out quite a while now. There's some great tech, and it was a difficult month when it came out for those who were there. Whenever you put forbidden tech on your ship, the game crashed. Scopely had to send out material. I can't remember the items. So many items in the game now, but they had to send out stuff so you could take off the material from your ship until they could fix it. So that was a frustrating month for a lot of people. But now forbidden tech is a big part of people's games, and we'll talk about it. Okay, so here's a screenshot that basically shows the loop for forbidden tech. And once again, I'm just going to kind of cover it in general. I know it's been out for a while, but there may be some people who want to know about what you need to do. So the first thing you need to do is you're going to claim in your gift chest. You get 80 trial bells. Some have called them Taco Bells. TBs, right? Taco Bells in the gift chest each day. And you can use those to launch the Q's trials. You then go and do a Q's trials with hopefully a ship that can do it. And when you win the Q's trials, you go on up and you can get items through the Q's trials to help you unlock and upgrade other forbidden tech. You get from your daily rewards, you get a claim that will help give you some items to upgrade your building, but then it's going to be up to you on how you spend your loot. So, talking about Q's trials, let's look at a couple of things. Let's first look here. I want to look at my rewards. So you get 80, and you get 25 points for each Q's trial you're able to complete. Here for this first one, Q's challenge and gauntlet, the challenge is 75 points, so you have enough to get the 75 points, but not enough to do the 125 each day. So the goal here is to do at least this first one, and then to save up your Q's trials to do the gauntlet for the items you get. So you get the Forbidden Tech Refinery credits, you get Forbidden Tech Reactors, which you need to tier up your Forbidden Tech. You get these Emblems of Assessment, and these Emblems of Assessment you are going to use to upgrade your building, okay? And in the second one, the Gauntlet, you get Forbidden Tech Refinery credits and more reactors, okay? So if we look here real quick, if we go to a Q's trial, and it's interesting, your levels may be very different from mine. And it can be based upon the ship that you have, what you're able to beat, and the different crews that you're going to use. And since this is a review of Q's trial, I'm not going to go over crews in this one, potential crews you could use, but leave me your questions, pop them in Discord or whatever you want. I do my best to answer. It's probably a little bit easier to kind of go back and forth in Discord than on YouTube. But if you put them there, I will try to help out where I can. But for example, this one I'm not able to beat yet. I still need to try and upgrade my ships and maybe do some different crews. I've tried a bunch of them, haven't been able to beat it yet, but I've got 5.2 billion strength ship, and my strongest is, my scientist, around 360 million. So anyways, you may get to a point where you can't beat them, and that's fine. So every time you win, you're going to get the rewards here, Forbidden Tech Proto Matter. And based on how well you do in the Q's trial, you'll get points. And as you get points, you'll march your way up through the Q's trials. This first one, for example, gives rare forbidden fragments. You'll need so many of these to unlock rare forbidden tech. And this giving other rewards, these tech rods, the reactors we looked at, and more TVs. You'll also get items like these that have seal, and this is for 4-star seal, this is for the interceptor ones, but it will unlock the next level for you. Okay, and so it just has different items like that that you can get in the Q's trials. And let's see here, let's talk about the building real quick. So when we're looking at the building, let me click on mine, you're going to need these emblem of assessments. Okay, so you're getting them from where? You're getting them from the Q's trials, which I just showed you. You're getting some from the daily event that are the daily milestone, I guess you want to call it, that you do. Also, let's look at the refinery, because this will be important. Where's Forbidden Tech? There we go. Okay, so every day I turn in some of my credits for fusion rods. And then I also turn them in for these tear-up catalysts. I almost said forbidden catalysts, I apologize. So for these catalysts, because you need these, you need a lot of them to tear up your forbidden tech different levels, okay? Right here, I can also trade in the proto matter, this green stuff, for more emblems of assessment, but you have to decide, because since I haven't paid for anything for Forbidden Tech yet with real world money, you only get so many of these, and you can either save them to upgrade your tech, which is what I currently been doing, or you can spend them. And when I first started off with the Q's building, and maybe I should change things up, I don't know, but I'll have to think about that. But you can spend your proto matter here to get more emblems of assessment to tier up your building. Okay, so let's talk about sourcing of some of the items in here. Okay, these three right here, as far as I understand it, and I haven't found anything differently, and maybe Scopely will change things down the road. If you're watching this video later on and this is different, I apologize, but currently the dual photon warheads, the torpedo pods, and the control seeker probes are all paid. So I do not know of any free-to-play sourcing for these three. Okay, so the advantage of these is that you're going to get these tier catalysts by trading in, it looks like, these credits, okay? So, and I think it will depend upon the tier of your Forbidden Tech for how many you're going to get. So the advantage, if you have the money, is that if you buy these, you will get more of a supply of these tier-up catalysts, which will help tiering up your Forbidden Tech easier to get those Forbidden Tech catalysts. Okay, so as far as unlocking those, that is where that goes for. This, I believe, here is a new one, just came in this last month. I believe that's also paid. Let's talk here about the Forbidden Tech. I want to touch on this one here. The concentrated latinum, I believe it's $50 to unlock the Ferengi whip. And what it gives you is these items here. And actually, let me pull up this. Let me pull up this right here. So this is a screenshot a friend of mine sent me in Discord. Okay, so what items are we looking at here? So we're looking at, it has a chance for giving you epic fragments, rare fragments, proto matter, for the trial bells, all that stuff right there. And so this is going to help by getting the Ferengi Whip. If you don't have it, it's a lot harder to tier these things up. And I won't lie, when Triple had made some comments in Discord when you requested this video, I could tell the frustration, Triple, because this is a slow process. Triple made the comment that it made it look like 50 plus players were able to do this easily. Well, if you pay for it, you can have things like this that will unlock and make the process easier. But to be honest, if you don't have this, it does take time. It does take time. Okay. But getting this, and if you get some forbidden tech drops, those are going to really help here with the forbidden tech proto matter. With the proto matter, you're going to get a decent amount to tier up your forbidden tech, whatever you have unlocked. And this is also going to help if we go back here. And I can't talk too much about the bring dampener, but it looks like that you can turn in credits to help out with your, your mantis grind. So there's other stuff in the game that's been added, so that may not be as applicable. Okay. But based upon the level of your Q's trial, of your building, will depend upon what tech you're able to unlock. Now, if you remember, you're able to get some rare, notice in some of my huge trials, some of the rare fragments. And so you're able to use those. And I wasn't wise, and I spent some, I think, started spreading them out among different things here, but you only get so much from Q's trials. And so you will not, as far as I can tell, you won't be able to unlock all of the rare ones here unless you pay for the Ferengi Whip, unless you have some sourcing for these fragments. So these are the rare ones, and you kind of have to pick. So there's some mining ones, there's some for the Borg, grind, things like that. So you can look there. And then I haven't unlocked level 40 of the Q's trial, or the 40 of the building for this, but there's epic fragments that you'll need as well. And I would guess that you would need to run the Q's trials. If we go to the epic, I can't actually see that. So I'm guessing you get epic epic fragments from Q's trials when you're building up to level 40. So where are the bottlenecks? The bottlenecks are obviously you have to pay to get this the materials here, these emblems, and you have to decide where you're going to be investing your stuff right now. I personally have been investing mine in one of my forbidden tech just to help my main ship. It's an epic, and we'll just look here real quick. If I go to upgrade, just to take it to the next level, I need 19,000 of the proto matter. Not much at all of the reactors, which is interesting. But I need to tier it up to get some of these additional benefits out of the forbidden tech. So I usually leave this one on my strongest ship that's doing things in the game that are difficult for me, like Zindi, Gorn, Silent Hostiles, that kind of thing. Because right now I can increase my damage and whole health with this. So it's a slow process for me. And I admit there have been some times when I didn't focus so much on forbidden tech because it was just one extra thing to do each day, right? So one other thing I want to mention, so we talked about sourcing with the Ferengi Whip. I will mention that there are two other things that can help your game. I think Janeway has some, but I've unlocked Sloan, so I'll show you that here. But there are certain skills here that you can work on. And so if you're trying to do forbidden tech and that is a focus for you, I would focus on getting loan unlocked as you're able to do some of the Section 31 when that is open to you. And triple, this may not be an option for you, but just something to keep in mind, and the rest of you, something to keep in mind down the road, that there are skills with Sloan through the Section 31 store where you unlock him, right? Where you increase your cost efficiency for using forbidden tech, for using the catalyst, okay? So there's various things in here that you can look at that will help with that cost. One other thing to mention in, I believe it's factions, an X-Borg. So this is obviously something that not everyone's been able to unlock. But for those of you who are working on your NX01, I'm not quite to this point yet because there's things that I need to use some of my credits for first. But this is worth mentioning for down the road. There's this forbidden tech exchange, and you do have to be an appropriate level. So this is down the road for some people. For some people, it's an option that may present itself closer than others. And triple, this may not be something that you're looking at as an Ops 21, but something to keep in mind for the rest of you, that this does have sourcing for the proto matter and the catalysts. Okay, so while it doesn't fix it completely, it can help for those kind of free to play a little bit more to have some better sourcing for things like that. So I think that's basically it. Everyone, I want to do a quick review of the building, a little bit about the loop and some of the efficiencies that I can see they've added to the game. Once again, it doesn't fix it. It doesn't make unlocking the tech accessible. There is still stuff stuck behind paywalls. And for those of you I've talked to, I'm never a big fan of having things completely locked behind a paywall. Give us some sourcing to the free-to-play or the low spenders. Even if it's many months down the road, 3-6 months, but it's been 9 months. And there's stuff there that's still stuck behind a paywall, which I think is frustrating and they should do something about, honestly. So that's my little rant there, I guess. Because it's just frustrating. They'll keep releasing forbidden tech, and some of this stuff, apparently, it seems like will never get released to the general public, shall we put it. So hopefully they make some changes. Hopefully that's something that we can see in the game. But that's an overview. Whether you decide to spend or not, those are some things that you may be able to unlock at some point. But for triple like yourself and others who are just starting on the road, unlocking huge trial at level 20, my best recommendation is try and work your dailies to get as much as you can. I would level up your building, because remember, you're going to get more. You can get more proto matters from that, and that's going to be a huge thing to helping you tier up or level up and tier up. And it'll be up to you whether you decide, are you going to invest in your building to tier that up and get more proto matter. And eventually you will have to tier it up in order to open up more huge trials as you level your ops and get stronger ships and whatnot. Or do you save your proto matter and you put that into some forbidden tech that you have unlocked? I guess for me, really logically, I haven't reached the point where I can beat all of mine, so maybe it doesn't matter as much. And obviously, the higher huge trial you're able to do, the more proto matter slightly. You'll see a slight increase for each huge trial you're able to complete. So there's that as well. So hopefully this video is helpful. Hopefully it highlights some information for you all and some of the efficiencies in the game, some things that you can keep in mind, even if you're not that appropriate ops level yet for some of it. And that is something you can hopefully work towards in the future. Anyways, thank you so much. Feel free to drop any comments below or on Discord, and let me know how I can help. Thanks so much, and have a good day.